Welcome to Dice Controlled Dojo. I'm Phil and I practice daily, sharing my tips to ensure we all do better at the craps table. Today we're talking about the grip. I know yesterday we talked about picking up the dice. Today is all about the grip. We're going to talk about my three-fingered grip, why I used it, what other grips I've been using in the past, and how I practice this grip each and every day. So we're going to get into the grip. This is very specific video that is intended to teach you about the fingers, how the fingers work. Yesterday we were talking about how I use the gripper to make sure we're picking up the dice. And tomorrow we'll talk more about getting specific down into the weeds about the turn. But today it's just the grip. What is my fascination with the grip? What does it look like? I'm trying to make sure that when we're teaching the grip, you have your own thing. But I want to make sure you understand the differences when you're using pressure with your fingers and how relaxing your fingers is the most important part of this. Just barely gripping this dice. So once again in the morning, I take my gripper and I make sure that I'm lining up the dice exactly how I throw it each and every day. So when I grab that gripper, as you can see here, I use my pen. It's a little worn out today because I've been throwing this morning. And I mark off 3 marks on each of my fingers. This allows it to make sure that this ledge that we're creating for the turn is exactly accurate, and I'm able to attach that to these dice. If you can see, these dice line up perfectly with this. Now I put a line in the middle. It's like a T. It's a T on my big finger right here, and that finger T right there, that's the middle part of the dice. That's the middle where the 2 dice meet in the middle. That is where my dice are accurately attached. And if you see the corner here, this corner finger has 3 off of it so that it attaches right there. And then my last finger has another point on it and it goes here. Now you don't have to do these pens. I'm just trying to show you that it is so imperative to eliminate one aspect of random, and that would be how you pick up the dice. I've moved my dice over a little bit and I use the 3-3 at the top so that my pips can be, I want this middle finger to be right at the edge. So when I don't have these on here to make my life go a little faster, when I don't write these or I'm on the table, I know that this middle finger's right on the edge of this pip, and then my thumb is always the same. It's right in the middle of these 5s so that it sticks right to the middle of these 5s right here, right? And I can just barely see all around. So my grip is very specific. I used to just do the 2-fingered grip. I used to do a 2-fingered grip like this for years. I was doing that. And then my coaches really talked to me about how important it was to have this ledge, because when I do the turn and then I'm pinching like this, when I release, I'm the pressure from my major thumb, my middle finger, and my thumb. It's hard to relax that enough that you're going to get a good release. And I do agree, they'll split a lot of times. A lot of times the dice will split off, and I found that a lot. But with the 3 fingers, if I get that ledge in there, then you're able to create that ledge on the turn and then relax your thumb and form your nice little circle there so that everything's together. So when you're throwing, that pressure is converted. So we'll talk about that turn tomorrow. I'm just getting into why this grip is so nice. And it's because of the way I can get all of my fingers lined up on the gripper, and it creates an exact edge. When I'm looking at the back, I'm looking at these twos. I'm making sure that that edge is just barely up. And I want you guys to, when you're gripping, if you're trying this, try and feel my first three throws when I'm using the gripper is so I can get a feel of how far down I want that middle finger and the other two fingers. And then I want to see how far my thumb goes. So when I pick this up in the morning, I'm feeling the energy, the dice. Are they together? I'm wiggling them a little bit with my fingers like this. And by doing so, I'm trying to make sure that I can feel they're together. I can feel that I can relax them enough that when I do the turn, I can drop them. And I'm trying to relax my wrist so that it's not stressing out the dice. Now, if I wiggle them a little bit like this, that's so that I make sure that they're, one, completely together. They're not separate in the middle like this. They're not separate in the middle and the back end. And they're lined up nice and even. All right, so you should be able to take a pen when you have your grip, and they should line up this way and this way. If you grab a pen, are they all aligned? Are they all together? The grip, making sure that this is a steady state each and every time. So when you're not using the gripper and you're out live and you're grabbing those dice, right, on the pickup, it's the same every single time. You have your pressure lined up. Now, once again, this is how I do it. This is my grip I've been working on. Whatever grip you're using, apply the same things. Are you feeling the pressure? Are you feeling the pressure in your fingers? Are they even? Whether it's a pincer, whether it's a 2, whether it's a 3, whether you're using some kind of Uri grip, you've got to try and train your body to feel the same pressures each and every time you grab that dice with your fingers. If you do the same each time, that eliminates 30% of all the dice throwing issues you may have. When we talk in upcoming rolls, I'm going to show you all the variations of bad throws. I'm going to intentionally bad throw a ton of them so you can see and probably learn from me on what a bad throw looks like so you know what it looks like and you can correct it. So the importance of this grip and the pressure. It's a nice light pressure. Yesterday we talked about setting up quickly, and you want to be able to grip and rip, right? Really quickly. So you want that pressure to be the exact same each and every time. And hopefully through this video you see that as I work this pressure out and as I warm up every morning, that's the same pressure every day. So if you're in the casino and before you're going down and you have some dice in your room, if you at least get this part up, get that pressure, where am I going to grab that dice? How am I going to feel that? Making sure the pressure is light, 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 and then we'll talk about the conversion tomorrow. So once again, I can't stress enough, this is how I do it. If you're seeing something that's not making sense, please give me some comments. If you use this grip, see if I'm saying it right. I can put in the comments any corrections that you may notice. But hopefully, if you practice this grip enough and you give it some time, you can use your best strategy, which is the best strategy is to throw for a long, long time.